Hi, and welcome to episode 68 of Two Crafty Stitches. Today is July 19th, 2020. I'm Sandy, also known as Knits and Bits.
And I'm Kelly, also known as Pearly Girl 75.
So, as you guys can see, I was telling Kelly, I'm in a different chair. So I'm going to try not to lounge back and relax and fall asleep. So I'm trying out my Poang chair for an office chair.
Okay.
A lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. So
I know. We have one in the bedroom, and I like to sit in it at night and knit or whatever before I go to bed.
Or do your spindling?
No.
You used to do spindling.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do some spindling. Sometimes I would do it, but usually I stand up when I spindle, unless I'm out somewhere. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You have a dog moving around behind you.
I do. That's a whiskey.
I have a dog laying right here who it's storming, and she's like, I don't know how I feel. So
yeah, if Klaus comes in, he'll be like, here.
Yes.
No, everything is angled down. I had to lower my desk, and it's still a little bit kind of high. I have to put the keyboard on my lap.
See, and I got a thing to put my laptop up on so that I wouldn't have to look down at my computer all the time.
Oh, I have that. I had to remove it. So I was craning my neck.
Yep.
It's been something else. All right. Something else. But that's okay. I'll figure something out. But anyways, crafting wise.
Yes.
This is a crafting podcast.
Yes, it is.
So let's start with our works in progress, because that's about all I have.
Oh, okay. Well, I have works in progress and other categories of things.
So I will let you go first.
Okay. So works in progress wise, I have three things. And they're three different types of crafting. What? Representing all of the crafting I do, except for sewing. Although I did cut out some fabric today to do some sewing tomorrow. But anyway, so my blanket that I've been working on, I have now gotten, I'm just going to talk from behind the blanket because I can.
It's big as a screen.
I know, it's bigger, but anyway, it fills up the whole screen. So I have gotten through two of the balls of yarn. So I'm on the third one. I don't know how many. I want to make it like actual blanket size, and I have a whole bunch of these balls of yarn. And when I was in Walmart the other day, I found they had like one remaining of this color on clearance for like $2, so I grabbed it just in case, even though I think I still have like 3 other balls. So I have like four or 5 more balls of yarn. Anyway, so I'm also kind of just like grabbing the yarn as I grab it and just adding it in there. I'm not like trying to match up stripes or whatever. So, it is what it is. So that's how much I have done. We had talked about, I think last time we were talking about how I have so many blankets in my house and how my husband is like, how many blankets do you need? So I've been working on this, not every night, but every couple nights I do like a row, a round or two, or last night I did like 1 round. And last night he finally looked at me and he goes, is that a blanket for you or for someone else? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, we'll see when it's done. And he was just like, oh, and then he says, oh, when I was little, I had a blanket that looked like that my grandmother made for me that was like red and blue that went around and around. And I was like, oh, well, see, there you go. But anyway, he has finally acknowledged that I've been working on a blanket because I've been working on it off and on for a couple of weeks and he hasn't said anything.
Maybe he thought it was going to be something else.
I don't know. But he kind of was like, I just had it like bundled up in my lap. I was sitting in my Poang chair for my key and had it bundled and I was working on it. And he was like, is that a blanket for you or for someone else? I was like, okay. So anyway, so that's my crochet project right now. And then I have a spinning project that I have finished. It's not totally finished because I have spun it. I have not plied it yet. So I finished the spinning yesterday, and this is my Into the World Gilmore's Glorious Goods in Blue-Faced Leicester that I recently picked up. There you go.
I like it.
It's very, oh, look how nice it looks now that it
Ooh.
focused. Of course, I won't be focused at all when we come back, but whatever.
Slowly.
Maybe. It takes a while. Anyway, but see, that's about like where we are at it.
Awesome.
So we'll see. You know, I'm gonna do my chain plying, so I'll probably lose a lot of yardage. I don't know. It's like 4 ounces, whatever. So then I have another project, and that is my knitting project. And that is because I got in my, and this is kind of a new thing, but it's also I do have other new things too. But anyway, I got in my June shipment of the Remix Club from Vesper Sock Yarn, and nothing having to do with Knitterly Things Vesper Sock Yarn, but the post office decided to take my yarn on a tour around my town into like this post office to that one, to this one, to that one, to the point where I had to call the USPS, and the USPS was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And they read my address out to me, and I'm like, that's not even my address. I'm like, you're missing a whole number at the end of my street number. And they were like, oh, well, that's why it's going between 2 post offices back and forth, back and forth. And she says, the post office near your house has it now. They have it in their office. Okay. So go now and get it. And I had the little tracking number. So I go to my post office, and they're like, we don't have that package. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, I remember we had it. I remember we saw, like, because they also had the wrong street name. So instead of it saying like Park Lake, it said Park Lane. And so they they had Lane on there. And so they were like, oh, well, we when we see Lane, we know that it's, you know, it's in your area, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, I remember that package. I'm like, okay, first of all, how do you remember this package out of all the packages that you do every day? Like, you're one random person who works at the post office is like, oh yeah, my friend over here remembers your package. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, so they're like, we don't have it. Let's talk to the supervisor, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, and then they're like, the supervisor's in a meeting, she'll call you back. And I'm like, we have to track it down. And I'm like, okay. Well, then like I get home after I've driven, and this is the second time this has happened with like yarn recently. I get home, and John walks in like 10 minutes later and is like, here's a package, and brings it to me. Like, the guy had it. Yep. We also had like substitute postal workers like delivering our mail for about 2 weeks. So I think maybe that was it too, because they probably were like, this is not an address here. But it was really funny because at one point they were like, the lady at the post, when I was at the post office, told me, she goes, oh, and she printed it out. She printed out the paperwork and everything. And she goes, well, that's interesting. She's like, it's on this route number 59. We don't have a route 59. I'm like, where's my yarn? So anyway, it got to me eventually. Oh so God. I'm working, I just started, you know, the other day, I just started my socks. I'm a little behind on my June socks, but that's okay, because I usually get them at the end of the month anyway, the yarn. So this color, this month's colorway is Serendipitous Remix with a pink mini. And so this is my sock so far.
Oh, look at that teal.
Yes.
I like that.
And this is the little mini that goes with it. So, yep. It's got pinks and teals, and then it's got a lot of brown. Sandy, you might not like it as much because every other row is brown. And then it's got this like,
looks like it's smaller.
Tannish color. So I know, but it's like every other row is brown. So there's lots of brown. Yeah.
But you know that I'm going to be spinning and knitting all that brown here soon, so I don't know.
Yes. Anyway,
I'm a good punishment.
Yeah, so that's it for me for stuff that I'm working on.
So I'm almost finished with this row. So I have not done anything really the last 2 weeks. So I just picked up my sweater. It's about the same as what it was before. My middle row, so that's all you're going to see of that. And that is the name of the cardigan that I can never pronounce.
I think it's Hern.
Hern cardigan. So going by that.
Unless you want to say Herny.
Harney. Yes. So, but I put that aside because I was working. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. I'm not prepared. I've been working on
Mm-hmm.
my Mrs. Babs cardigan, the Imagine When.
That number one. Let me stop you for a minute. That's not a Mrs. Babs, number one. And number two, it's not a cardigan.
Oh, no, it's Cece Wolf. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
I was like, what?
These right here, too. Thank you.
When you said that, I was like, is this a new project? And then you pulled up the pattern. I was like, wait.
Oh, the Imagine When shawl.
Yes.
Not cardigan. Oh, I need a longer nap, I think. It's that one, Cece Wolf.
Yes.
Dandelions and daffodils.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. So where am I? I'm on section 4 because, oh, are you kidding me? Hold on. Just pulling it out, I dropped stuff. Because, I'm a special person.
Yep.
It takes a lot of talent to drop stitches like I do. So, I am now on section 4, mid-row.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to say that when I was finishing up, what was it, section 3, which was like all right here, about that much of it, I forgot to put in the eyelets. So I had to
go back
and redo it, and I got very upset at it.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be why I haven't worked on it too much after I did that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, from section 4 on out, the eyelet rows are very far and few between.
Okay.
But so make sure you don't miss them because
forget them.
Yeah.
That was fun. And I've been working a little bit on my, where is it? No, that's not it. That's you. Okay.
That was not me. That was my dog.
That's not my end.
That was me.
Mine's still laying there. So I'm also mid-row. Row on everything.
That can be the title of our episode.
Yeah. On my, whatever, miter square blanket.
Yes.
Whatever these things are called. I don't know. They're just the things I'm working on.
Yes.
Yeah. So mid-row, mid-everything on that. So that's what I'm still picking through all of that alpaca. And it just makes me so tired when I go through and do it. Because then when I comb it, I'm like, there's all this stuff. I have a whole bunch of Rolags that are downstairs. So it is what it is. There it is on the spinning wheel that I haven't touched in 3 weeks or so.
Okay.
It's Tour de Fleece still, right?
I think today is the last day of Tour de Fleece, but because the Tour de France was postponed to, I don't know when, they're also doing Tour de Fleece when the actual Tour de France is happening.
Okay, maybe
I'll be doing round 2 of Tour de Fleece whenever that is in the fall.
Because round 1
it happens.
Anything. So I signed up.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yep. So I don't have any finished objects.
I have 2 finished objects.
Yes.
So my first finished object is going to look very familiar.
That's why I put it that way.
It's my cardigan.
Look at that cardigan.
So I finished my Imagine When shawl, except that I have not trimmed off my edges. I blocked it recently and I wove in the ends. I just haven't trimmed them off because I'm lazy. But anyway, so it is done. I thought it was going to be bigger. It should be bigger. When I measured it in comparison to the measurements in the pattern, mine is half the size it should be, but I only have this much left in my ball of yarn. So there's no way I could have made it any bigger. I mean, and I went down like 2 needle sizes because when I started it in the recommended needle size, the fabric, like, you know, obviously this has like eyelets in it, but like the stockinette parts, you could basically read a newspaper through. They were so holy that I was like, oh, I don't like how that looks. So I went down to like a size 4, which is what I normally use when I do a sock weight type of shawl. I think it called for a 6. And possibly. I could be wrong, but
6.
Yes. And I went down to a 4. Yeah, because when I started it with a 6, it was too loose. And like, you know, it didn't look right. And so I went down to a 4. So it's kind of a petite shawl. It's a shawlette. But like I said, I only had like my little ball of yarn is only this big. So even if I had gone up to a 6, I wouldn't have had enough yarn to finish it. And I did like 5, it's like 500 yards, you know, I mean, like the ball of yarn is like 500 yards, which is what it calls for. So I don't understand, but
560 yards.
Yeah. And the thing called for like 500 or somewhere around there.
500.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, I don't know. You know, I usually wear my stuff like this anyway, like this, so it'll be fine. I mean, I blocked it. I like stretched it when I blocked it. I was like, stretch it to make it bigger. And it's maybe 2/3 the size it's supposed to be, but I mean, it still looks okay. Like it
looks really good. It
looks fine. I mean, otherwise I think I'd have these things like hanging way down here, which I don't like that much. So, yeah. So there's my shawl.
Your shawl cardigan definitely couldn't be a cardigan. It's too small for that.
Yeah, but I do like how it turned out though, and I enjoyed knitting the pattern.
It's really
I enjoyed knitting the pattern, and I like how it turned out. But I just thought it was going to be a little bit bigger, but it's fine.
So, just for my curiosity, which side was the start, like the section 1?
Over here.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you look at the diagram on the pattern, it's a paid pattern, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but if you look at the diagram, like when you look at your finished one, you can see like the sections.
Yeah,
it's short rows.
I don't have that page in front of me. I only have the one with section 4.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's one of my things. And then the other thing I showed last time, but I wanted to show the yarn that I had spun and plied. I showed it last time before I had set the twist to see if it poofed up anymore.
Yes.
So I brought it downstairs to show you all that yes, indeed, it did poof up.
Oh my gosh.
Like, here, I will find a piece that is not my skin color.
Thank you.
I will find a red piece like I showed last time, the size of the red piece on my hand.
That's a lot bigger.
Yeah. Than it was before I soaked it and stuff.
Huh.
It poofed up a lot. It's poofy. That's what always happens to my spinning too. Like I'll finally get it nice and thin. I'm like, oh look, you know, or whatever. And then I go to set the twist and it just goes, yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, it's nice and thin, but it's gonna poof a little bit so it won't be all hard and crispy.
Yeah, see, and it's nice, it's soft.
And mine's like,
So yeah, I don't know, but I just thought I would show you that because I remember last time I had shown the red on my hand.
Yeah, it's like at least double.
Yeah. I didn't bring I should have brought my little tool that I had bought to figure out what it is. But I mean, it's at least a DK.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably a light worsted actually, but whatever.
So how many yards did you get on that?
Well, it was 300 something, but that's before it poofed up. And you know, like when it was like 360, but you know, like when you go and you set the twist that you lose like 10 to 20% of your yardage. So yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Cause when you go in and you set the twist, it shrinks down, which is why mine poofs out, but it like shrinks down and you lose like, I don't remember what the percentage is, but you lose a certain percentage of your yardage.
I don't think I have that issue because mine doesn't poof.
Have you measured yours afterwards though?
I haven't. It was about the same.
I don't know. I was watching, I think it was one of the knit girls that was talking about how you can lose like 20% of your yardage when you set the twist. So.
I don't know.
Yep. So it's very poofy. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. It'll probably live in my stash for a while anyway, so.
And then you'll find something perfect for it.
Maybe.
So, I'm hoping I'll have something finished next time in 2 weeks. We'll see. I don't have high hopes. I just...
Maybe you'll have your Imagine When done.
Okay.
Yep.
I hope so. So I got my Paradise Fiber in, and I did open it. Oh, my nose. It's all itchy. So, yeah. Are you ready for this?
I am ready. I'm like waiting. I'm sitting here like.
So.
I didn't know if I was supposed to go, ooh, when you opened the box.
It's all like teal with that sparkly
Yeah.
stuff. I love it. So it is all about like mermaids.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to do it sideways. So it's bothering me. And I need this because I can never remember. So there's the little goodie bag where they have, Hey, you know how I've been very upset about not having the U sticker?
Yes.
They have a Mew made.
Oh, and it's all shiny.
It is. I love it. And then they have some saltwater taffy, cotton candy flavored.
I like saltwater taffy, but when you said cotton candy flavored, I went.
I did not see you. And then there is what's that? A place marker, one of the ones that's removable, and it's with the Mew made as well.
Yes.
And there is a 150-yard spool of black sequence string, and it has a little threader here. So I could disassemble the sequence string and use the threader to incorporate the loose sequences onto my fiber.
Okay.
And then, speaking of the fiber, I love these little bags. So in this bag, it is 3 ounces of undyed sea cell fiber. So it's made from of the seaweed.
Sea cell, because it's mermaids.
Well, yeah, and it's also from seaweed.
I know, but I'm saying that they used the one that had sea in the name of it. Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Oh. And the bag is a coral print. Let me shove that back in there. And then pull that out. And the burlap one, it is 3 ounces of mermaid. It is a multicolored textural comb top that is 65% merino, 5% the glitz, 5% tweed, and then 25% silk. And it's the mulberry Tulsa and the recycled sari.
Oh, and it's
really pretty.
Yes. And it's sparkly too.
It is. The glitz. The glitz. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with this.
Spin it.
I don't know what I would do, like putting the sequences on. Like, what would be the final thing for it? Then?
I don't know.
I don't know. And so, seaworthy sequence yarn. So set your set seal. So Ew. On a sparkling spinning adventure. I think that's supposed to be sail.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's like something driving around outside. I closed my window because of the shadows, but there's a bell ringing, like an old-fashioned ding, 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 ding bell.
Oh.
Yeah. So sparkling spinning.
Maybe it's like an ice cream truck with a weird bell on it because it is National Ice Cream Day.
Maybe. I want ice cream. Oh. And look, it's like sand. It's So so add sequence to your yard, whether auto wrapping in a bulky single, or adding dimension to a thick and thin creation, or lending a bit of shimmer to the lace labor of love. And then, Shocked put together a helpful video on YouTube demonstrating how to do it.
There you go.
So
you don't even have to wonder. You can just watch the video.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me put all my goodie bags back in here. I still need to figure out what to do with all these stickers.
Yeah.
Was it you that was telling me about the magnets?
About what magnets?
Okay, maybe I saw it on the Ravelries a while back, where some people would get the, like, to make your own magnets, the adhesive magnetic set from the store, and they put the sticker on it and then cut it out, and then you have magnets for your fridge.
You could do that.
I could.
You could get, or you could get like a magnetic whiteboard
and put it back there.
And put it back there, and then put them all up so that they're in with all your knitting and spinning stuff.
Because I've used one of them on my laptop, and it is the Alice in Wonderland one. So I might have to rebuy that one.
Yeah, and then you can make magnets and stick them up as a display thing in your room.
Yes.
Yes.
I could. Because I'm thinking about maybe flipping that this way. And then if I get a different chair for here that's like actual an office chair that's comfortable. Back there.
Yeah.
So I'm not having to sit on that.
Yep. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I have some new things.
Yes.
All right, so I bought some fiber because, I need more fiber, I guess. So my new thing is I talked about last time in our last episode, but I actually have them to show this time. So I got some of the Malabrigo fiber in the color 886 Diana that someone was showing on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. And I was like, I need it because it's so pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
Look at all the colors in it.
I love it.
And all the colors. So I actually bought 2 of them to get free shipping, but I bought 2 of the same so that way I can even though they don't look like, if you look at them next to each other, they don't even look like they're the same, but that's all the colors are in there. Yeah.
That's how I feel about the ones that I have over there.
Yeah. So I have those, and then I'm back so I don't misplace things. Okay. So then I had also placed an order with Knitterly Things for some Vesper sock yarn. And it's really funny because this package shipped out the same day as my club package, but this one made it to me in a couple of days, whereas my club package took a tour. So
what the heck?
Yeah, so Knitterly Things, she's been doing with her Remix Club, how she's been going back and redoing the colorways from when she first started, but she also in the past has done rainbow clubs or whatever, and so now she's making those colorways available just to dyed to order to purchase.
Yeah.
So I could not decide between 3 that I liked, so I ordered 3 of them because I was like, all of them are pretty. So I got this one, which is called Rainbow Revolution.
Oh,
And
I
it's
like
like,
that.
yeah, it's like a rainbow that every other row is gray. And I thought that was kind of cool.
That's probably why I like it.
Yeah. And then I got this one, which is called Butterfly in the Sky. So I think it's like a reading rainbow type thing. And I liked the colors. I really want to make some skew socks, and I was like, oh, I want to make some skew socks. And then I was like, well, I guess I need to order yarn because apparently I don't have enough yarn. And then
the right kind of yarn.
I have so much stripy yarn that I can make skew socks out of. And then this one is called Double Happiness.
Now, what makes it double happiness?
I don't know. I just know it's called Double Happiness. I don't remember. I just liked all the colors. So.
Are very pretty.
Yeah, so that's it for me for new things.
Yeah.
Now you've got me wondering why it's called Double Happiness, and now I have to look it up while you're talking about whatever next.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like all that I have for my crafting stuff. I haven't really done much else. Yesterday, I was telling Kelly this earlier, I finally loaded up my kayak, first time by myself, and tried to go kayaking at a local lake because it was supposed to be great weather. I get there and it starts getting super windy. It's very choppy, very rough, and it wasn't a very long trip. So, but
I don't know why it's called Double Happiness. I just looked it up. No.
Well, you'll have to let me know if it doubles your happiness while you're knitting it.
I know.
I think it does.
Anyway, so go ahead.
Yeah.
So you went kayak.
I'm hoping to do that a little bit more.
Yes.
As long as it's not super windy like that. I ended up having to get somebody help me offload it and load it while I was at the lake. Loaded it fine at my house. The neighbors weren't laughing at me or anything. And I was surprised because it took me about an hour and a half. It was something. But what about you? What have you been up to?
Not much. Like, doing some of my arts and crafts things. This past week was like my summer vacation, pretty much, from work, because I worked summer school, and then summer school was over, and I had last week and I have this coming week. But this coming week I've signed up to take 4 days of workshops. So to try and get my my CEU credits and that type of stuff, and they were free. So I was like, what? 4 days, 24 hours, sure. So and I can do them like on Zoom from my house. So yeah, so I took last week and I kind of, I take that back. I cleaned out my pantry and reorganized it. These are the things I did. Nice. I reorganized my pantry. I reorganized my cabinets. I did that type of stuff. I went into the guest room and moved a whole bunch of stuff around so that you can get to like the futon and pull it out if we need to, sadly, because if I have to go back to work, there might be a chance in which I might need to quarantine myself. And I was like, maybe I might need an extra bedroom. So I went in and cleared out a whole bunch of stuff from the guest room. So I did a lot of that this week, and then did some crafting and cut out some fabric to sew some things. And
what are you going to sew?
Well, I cut out my Annie sheets to make, I didn't cut them all out, but to make some pajamas. And I cut out some fabric for another little knit project bag, and I cut out for a few new masks. So
nice.
So I found a different mask pattern that was online that I thought I'll try that one out next, because why not? Why not have a variety? Yeah, if we have to wear them, why not have a variety?
They are the newest fashion statements now.
Oh, well, and some of the stores are now requiring them nationwide, not just like whether you have a mask mandate or not. So
yeah.
Anyway, not that I'm out at stores all the time, but anyway. so I did that. And then, and I've been watching, first of all, I finished listening to the audiobook I was listening to, which was called Anna Kay. And it was like a young adult retelling of like modern retelling of Anna Karenina.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to the end of it. And then I realized that there's a part 2 that doesn't come out for several months. So I was like, no. And so I started a new one, but then I can't really get into it. So I'll probably not finish it because I borrowed it from the library, and I'll probably just return it. And it was from, there was a book I had read a couple months ago, or I started reading and then I listened to it on an audiobook. And it was called Something in the Water by Catherine Stedman. And I really enjoyed it, especially like I enjoyed the audiobook presentation of it because it was read by the author, blah, 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 whatever. I really liked it. And she had written another one called Mr. Nobody, and I started listening to about the first couple chapters and I just can't get into it. So I don't really have a book I'm working on right now, but I am working on a TV show. And because I've started watching Good Girls, the show. Yes.
Yes, Netflix has been telling me to watch that.
Yes. So Netflix has the first 2 seasons. The 3rd season just finished on like network television, so it won't be on Netflix for who knows how, like probably till the fall. But I only have 1 episode left now of the 2nd season, and then I'll have to wait until season 3 shows up.
Well, I have some time.
Yeah, you do. Because the first season was only like 10 episodes, and the second one's only like 13. So it's not, I mean, and each episode's like 40 something minutes long, but it's not like a huge commitment.
So I finished listening to the book actually today, Baptism of Fire. It's one of the Witcher books.
Okay.
It's like book 5 in the series. There might be a prequel in there. I don't know. It's one of those. And I'm not sure. No, I don't think I've finished it. But my kitchen cooking book that I'm not cooking book, but the kitchen book that I'm listening to while I'm cooking and cleaning in there is A Discovery of Witches, and I don't think that's finished yet.
Oh.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't remember it suggesting a new book for me.
Like part 2.
Or some random book completely, yeah. Is there a part 2?
I think there's 3 books in that series. I think it's a 3-book series, and I think I read the first 2. I don't remember if I read the 3rd one.
I don't know. But TV-wise, still on the same stuff because apparently I picked really long seasons of things, like how to get away with murder.
Yes.
How to make a murderer.
Yes.
I'll have to follow up with how to make him.
Mm-hmm.
Should have done it backwards, but yeah. So a while ago I was watching The Lost Kingdom. This was like years ago. It's like Vikings. And so I started doing that every now and then when I needed a break from all the
murder
stuff and murder and Ozark. Oh, yeah. So I don't know. Oh, I did go through Hamilton. It took me like 2 or 3 days to finish it.
You watched it in chunks.
I do. You know that's like my MO most of the time. Unless I'm like sitting there and it's like, okay, we're gonna watch this. I normally like get distracted and have to do something else.
Okay. Dog
related or whatnot. My sister says I need to watch the movie Cars. I've never seen it.
You just totally skipped over Hamilton. You're like, I watched Hamilton.
Yeah. I watched it.
Okay.
It was good, but I don't think it was as, like, the hype for it.
I think it loses something in being on video.
I don't know.
I've seen people online that are like, oh, I've already watched it 4 or 5 times on Disney. And I'm like, I watched it once. And yes, I saw it in person, twice, but it just really loses something. It's like something's lost in the translation of it from stage to screen, I feel like.
See, I think
it's a lot more impressive in person.
I don't know. I think that if there wasn't as much hype for it as what everybody had made out.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, this is like the end all be all. Oh my God, this is amazing. That's what I've had people tell me.
I think though that when you see it live in person, you feel different about it because like I said, I think that seeing it like on a smaller screen, like seeing it like full size, there's a lot that you miss when they made it, when they filmed it, because like they zoomed in on stuff and you miss like the huge action of stuff that's happening all around at the same time. So
yeah. I don't know.
And I'm not saying they did a bad job making, filming it, but I think a lot of it was lost.
I mean, I'm not saying it was bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I think there was too much hype for it. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my sister says I need to watch Cars, that's amazing because I've never seen it.
Like the Pixar, Disney? I think, and there's like 2 or 3 of them. I think I've only seen the first one.
Well, because
I don't remember much about it.
They went and they visited the town that Cars was based off of.
Oh.
I don't remember. It starts with an S. It's in Arizona.
I don't know.
Yeah. So they sent some pictures over. But yeah. I guess I haven't been doing a lot of TV stuff. I've been doing a lot of yard work. A lot of yard work. So if anybody wants to come over and do some free yard work, you guys need some vitamin D, you're in the Kansas area, or if you know stuff about sprinklers, because mine's not working right now. Oh my gosh. I got the guy out to turn it on to springerize it, unwinterize it. I don't know. Turn it on.
Yeah.
And he did it, and we're like, okay, this is awesome. Zone 1 works, zone 2 works, zone 3, lost pressure, zone 4, water's coming out but with no pressure, just going onto the street. Zone 5, 6, 7 didn't work. And so we couldn't find a leak anywhere. We went back. Zone 1 lost all pressure. So I need to get a different sprinkler guy because he's just the one that turns it off and turns it on. So yeah. So if anybody does any sprinklers and wants to come out to Kansas. Yeah.
So my little Facebook memory from today was that a year ago today we were opening Singing in the Rain. I say as it's raining outside. I
don't know. I don't know what my memory is right now.
It probably was that you went to go see me in Singing in the Rain.
I didn't. Did I go opening night?
I think you did.
I don't remember.
I thought you went opening night.
Did I post about it?
Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even.
I know that you had someone take pictures of us after the show when I was in my costume, and you never sent me the pictures. So.
Oh, I probably. Oh yeah, 1 year ago.
I know, it was a year ago tonight.
Yeah, I guess I did. And then 2 years ago, I was doing. No, I posted about the Pink Bra 5K in Tampa, but that's always in October. Yeah. And 9 years ago today, or this last week, I was in Texas working.
Well, you know what's really funny too. So you know how like this week you had tagged me or whatever on Facebook about how we saw Joan Jett after the Rays game?
Yes.
Okay. So then like the next day or whatever, because this is the time of year when all my Facebook memories are like Rays games and concerts and stuff at Rays games, which the season opener is this Friday
Really?
for the Rays, but for their shortened weird rule season of different baseball than normal. But anyway, with where you can for $60, you can send in your picture and they will blow it up and make a person-sized cutout and put it in the stand so it looks like there's people at the game. And someone posted and commented and said, "What's the difference between that and what it normally is?" And I'm a Rays fan, but I will say, oh, I just went very blurry when I was laughing that hard. I will say that yes, they do not have a lot of fans. But anyway, so you can pay $60 and they'll keep it there the whole season. And at the end of the season, and if you're a season ticket holder, you can do it for $40. But they'll do a cardboard cutout of you and put it in a seat, and they'll leave it there the whole season. And at the end of the season, you can get it to like keep or whatever as a keep.
Are they going to sign it at the end of the
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, they have like you have to download an app and you take a picture of a certain size and you send it to them, and yeah. So anyway, where I was going with that was we saw Joan Jett, but anyway, like the next day or two, my Facebook memory was when we saw Casey and the Sunshine Band. At the racing, and I was like, oh, I forgot we saw Casey and the Sunshine Band. And then yesterday or today when I was scrolling through Facebook, Desert Vista Dye Works has different stripy yarns, and like right now she's doing a thing about like music groups, and she's doing different stripy yarn, and today's yarn or yesterday's was Casey and the Sunshine Band yarn.
Nice. I didn't forget that I saw them, but I completely forgot about Joan Jett for some reason.
Oh yeah,
I was shocked.
Yeah, because what I was thinking, because I had just, because someone had asked like, or posted somewhere the other day before you sent that, they had posted or asked, or they were on the right, I don't remember where it was, but someone was like, think of, it was like, oh, what are all the bands that you've seen in concert? And I was like thinking, I was like Joan Jett, blah, 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 blah. Didn't remember Casey and the Sunshine Band, but yeah. I remembered Vanilla Ice.
Foo Fighters twice. No, not Foo Fighters. Goo Goo Dolls twice.
Goo Goo Dolls twice.
Yeah.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
I didn't see Bare Naked Ladies, I don't think.
Oh, John and I went to go see Bare Naked Ladies after a Rays game.
Yeah, I wasn't invited to that one.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Just saying.
But we saw Goo Goo Dolls at the Rays game and at Busch Gardens.
And I also saw Hank Williams Jr. at Busch Gardens.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes.
That was surprisingly not horrible.
Yes. Well, they're not doing the concerts this summer at Busch Gardens, but they are doing because of the pandemic, they just started doing fireworks this weekend. And they're doing
summer night, so I was thinking they were going to be doing the concerts.
No concerts, just the fireworks, and they are doing like specialty foods at restaurants.
Oh, so not anything on that.
I don't think so. Like from what I read, I don't think so. Because I know they were like, oh, check our restaurants for special food items like barbecue something sandwich or something. I don't know. So yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm trying to think if we saw anyone else though at the Rays games.
I'm sure.
We saw a train.
Oh yeah, we did.
We saw a train.
I forgot about that.
Because remember the guy like took off running around the field during the concert, like the lead singer, like just like started running laps around the field.
Hi, Abrams.
And we were like, I don't know how to feel about this because it wasn't one of the ones where we got on the field. We were in our seats, and I remember he was just like running laps around the field as he was singing.
He's like breathing heavily in my face. I love you. I do. Come over here. And then this is Abrams.
Yes.
Dog time.
I don't know where Lucy is. She's somewhere.
Oh.
John's playing on the Nintendo Switch right now.
Nice.
Yeah. I think he was going to take her outside because she needs to go out since she's had dinner. And he put his hat on and was ready to take her, and she would not go to like put her whatever. She was like, no, you're not putting the harness on me. And so he gave up and started playing the Switch. So I guess when we're done, I'll take her outside. I don't know.
Is it still raining?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, it's not raining. The sun's out again.
Oh.
It's not raining. So yeah.
Only the small dogs came up here.
Small.
Small, he's only like 60 pounds. Yes.
Yeah.
Big, mean, scary, blocky-headed dog.
I took Lucy in for a haircut on her birthday, and they gave her a free massage and spa package.
Nice.
And then I sent you a picture, of the cookie they sent me home with for her. It is like this big. My dog is like 18 pounds. This cookie is like the size of her head.
Like the dogs love the cookies, but they're hard to break.
Well, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get this to her because it's like huge. It's like the size of my palm.
Chew the edges and
yeah, I don't know.
Might take her half a day.
Or more.
Abe would be like, oh no, it's mine.
Yeah. But I think that's all the stuff I have.
Yeah, so me too.
Yep. So you can find us on social media. We have a Twitter account that is 2 Crafty Stitches. The Crafty is with a K, and that's where we post when we have episodes up. And our episodes are on YouTube, also 2 Crafty Stitches. And then we each have our own Instagram where we're most active, and mine is PearlyGirl75, and Sandy's is
Knits and Bits, where you can see this little face.
yes. And that's about it for us online.
Yes, it is. So, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
All right. Bye.